top of $47 billion overall for shipbuilding. The budget significantly increases funds to buy next-generation technology, including autonomous systems, long-range drones, long-range fires, and hypersonics. We will put these capabilities in the hands of our warfighters, ensuring we remain the most lethal force in the world for generations to come. And third, we're reestablishing deterrence. When an opponent sees our well-equipped and tough-as-nails warriors, they will decide that today is not the day to test U.S. resolve. Credible deterrence, it starts at home, and it starts with securing our borders. As was mentioned by the chairman, we are working to achieve 100% operational control of the border. Illegal crossings have decreased 99.9%, and it was just reported today that CBP released 0 illegals into the U.S.
So as we listen here to Secretary
Madame, Monsieur, branché Pstars FM Radio-Télévision, n'a permettre de gagner une idée de déclaration ministre de Défense pays les États-Unis HEGSTH devant le Congrès américain concernant en finance, concernant budget ministère la peut diriger dans le cadre conflit qui mettait Israël et États-Unis face à pays Iran. Et n'a pas poursuivre dans chercher information pour n'a permettre de gagner sous peu quelques déclarations chef de l'État américain dans la Trump qui fait déplacement là qui a pu rencontrer d'autres responsables qui a travaillé en matière de sécurité et autres en dedans pays des États-Unis. Red branché Pstars FM Radio Télévision, n'a pas tenu le comme ça madame monsieur. Restez toujours avec nous parce que comme on connaît information c'est non-stop lié sur réseau pour la Pstars FM Radio Télévision.
We have a little one on top, very little one. This is about the largest you'll ever see, and it's tapered. It's at a quality that you guys rarely get to even put up. They do that for a living. They're incredible people. I don't know them, but I love them. And I would bet that they all voted for Trump. I mean, I don't know for a fact, but I think so. But we're about to lift it, and we also have one going on what's called the front or the north. We have one going there, identical. So we'll have one on this side of the building, we'll have one on that side of the building properly placed. In this case, we had a lot of choices, putting it on that hill, putting it different places. It's such a beautiful pole, we thought we'd put it near. I mean, it always looks best when it's near a Doral. I put it right near. I have a similar pole. And these are the best poles anywhere in the country, or in the world, actually. They're tapered. They have the nice top. You know, I don't know if you people are aesthetic. You know, they're the fake news. I don't know about I don't know if they're. But it's a very exciting project to me. And then at 11 o'clock, we're lifting the flag. But we're going to lift the pole now, and then they're going to the other side, get that, and then we're going to do, I think, 2 flag liftings. We'll be putting it up at 11 on here, and a couple of minutes later on the other side. We'll start here at 11. So that'll be very nice, very patriotic. We're doing well and as a country. If the Fed would ever lower rates, you know, would buy debt for a lot less. It's a shame. This guy, I have a guy, do you ever have a guy that's not a smart person and you're dealing with him and you have to deal? He's not a smart guy. He's worried about inflation. I said, that's right. If there's inflation in 6 months or 9 months, you lower the rates or you raise the rates. You can do whatever you want, Brian, right? So let's say there's rampant inflation, which there's none. You know what there is success. I got a call from Congress last night. Sir, there's a problem. I said, what is it? Money is pouring in. We don't know how to account for it. I said, check the tariffs. $88 billion came in from tariffs. No inflation. And it's going to get even more so. I know what I'm doing. So we have a stupid person, frankly, at the Fed. He probably won't cut today. Europe had 10 cuts, and we had none. And I guess he's a political guy. I don't know. He's a political guy who's not a smart person, but he's costing the country a fortune. So what I'm going to do is, you know, he gets out in about 9 months. He gets fortunately terminated. Biden, I would have never reappointed him. Biden reappointed him. I don't know why that is, but I guess maybe he was a Democrat. You know, I got great advice from Mnuchin on this one. Great advice. But he's done a poor job. So we have no inflation. We have only success. And I'd like to see interest rates get down. Now, Biden did a lot of very short-term debt. So we have short-term debt coming due. And because of this guy's rates, you know, if he'd lowered a point, I'd pay about a point less. Then if it lowered 2 points, I'd pay about 2 points less. And that's for 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, 5 years. It's hundreds of billions. It's even trillions of dollars that we're going to lose because of this too late. I call him Too Late Pal because he's always too late. I mean, if you look at him, every time I did this, I was right 100%. He was wrong. Maybe I should go to the Fed. Am I allowed to appoint myself, Doug? I don't know. Am I allowed to appoint myself at the Fed? I do a much better job than these people. So anyway, we should be 2 points lower. It'd be nice to be 2.5 points lower. We'd be saving $800 billion, $700 billion. That's a lot of money, right? Think of it for nothing, for absolutely nothing. We'd save $600, $700, $800 billion. We have, I think we're 38th now in interest, and we should be number one. We should be the lowest. But, and by the way, if he's worried about inflation, that's okay. I understand that. I don't think there's going to be any. So far, there hasn't. I mean, we have almost no inflation. We've done a great job. When I came in, we had a lot of inflation. We went through 4 years of the highest inflation in the history of our country with Sleepy Joe Biden. And Sleepy Joe. And he didn't know what the hell he was doing. And so we had the highest inflation we've ever had in the history of our country. And then it came down because when I got elected, it started dropping because people understood that I knew what I was doing. But now we have a man that just refuses to lower the Fed rate, just refuses to do it. And he's not a smart person. I don't even think he's that political. I think he hates me, but that's okay. You know, he should. He should. I call him every name in the book, trying to get him to do something. I've been nice to him. I do it always. I don't know how to sell. I've been so nice to him, fellas, you wouldn't believe. Let's have dinner. Too late. I'd call him too late. Come on, too late. Let's have dinner. I do it every way in the book. I'm nasty. I'm nice. Nothing works. He's like just a stupid person. But I don't expect anything. Maybe he does a little bit, but we should be 2.5 points. Remember, Europe had 10 cuts. We had none. We're paying more rate, more interest than a lot of European nations that can't carry our suitcase. I'm going to be nice. There's another expression. You know what the other expression, can't carry your, you know what it is, but I shouldn't use it in front of the fake news. So it's very sad to see it, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go very short term, like 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. Wait till this guy gets out, get the rates way down, and then go long term. Because we have a tremendous appetite for our debt, because our country is doing well. But think of it, I got a call from Congress 3 nights ago. Sir, we can't account for the money coming in. I said, that's a good problem. You know, the bad problem is we don't have any money. They can't account. There's so much more money than we thought is coming into the Treasury. We don't know where it's coming from, sir. I said, check out the tariffs. He calls back about a day later. Wow, I think you were right. Yeah, I was right. That's nothing. You haven't seen anything yet. More importantly than the money coming in, we have factories being built, AI, auto factories. 2 of them stopped yesterday in Mexico, you read, and they're coming here because they don't want to pay the tariffs. They can't pay the tariffs. It doesn't work. So I just want to wish you a lot of luck with the new flagpole. We have 2 of them. And we're going to do this one now, then we're going to do the other one. 11 o'clock or so, we're going to have a flag raising, which will be great. And I got to get these guys back to work. They're making a fortune. They're standing around making a fortune. But remember this, somewhere in this group is somebody that is going to captivate some movie producer. Not Harvey Weinstein, but somebody else. Harvey's seen a better day. So it won't be Harvey, but it'll be somebody. And it'll say, that guy is perfect for a movie. And you're going to become a star, and your friends are going to call you, and you won't even return their phone call anymore, you know? Because you say, what do you do for a living? I put up flagpoles. I'm not even going to talk to you. I'm a big movie star. So somewhere here, you have that. Anyway, let's have a good, they call it a lifting. They also use another word, but I'm not going to use that word. You know what that is? The word, it starts with an E. You know what the word is? If I ever used it, I'd be run out of town by you people. All right, so enjoy it. Doug, you're going to get some good. He's going to win another Nobel Prize, I think, for this picture. So maybe the flag will be even more exciting, but this is pretty exciting. That's some equipment, I'll tell you what. Look at that crane. That's some beautiful equipment. It's there's nothing like America. Have a good time, everybody.
Have you been answered questions about whether you are moving closer, or you believe the U.S. is moving closer to striking Iranian nuclear facilities. Where's your mindset on that?
I can't say that, right? You don't seriously think I'm going to answer that question? Will you strike the Iranian nuclear component? And what time exactly, sir? Sir, would you strike it? Would you please inform us so we can be there and watch? I mean, you don't know that I'm going to even do it. You don't know. I may do it. I may not do it. I mean, nobody knows what I'm going to do. I can tell you this, that Iran's got a lot of trouble, and they want to negotiate. And I said, why didn't you negotiate with me before? All this death and destruction. Why didn't you negotiate? I said to the people, why didn't you negotiate with me 2 weeks ago? You could have done fine. You would have had a country. It's very sad to watch this. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. It's so, everyone thought it was going to be the reverse. I didn't think so. And I was telling them, you gotta do something. You gotta negotiate. And at the end, last minute, they said, no, we're not going to do that, and they got hit. Remember 60 days, and then came the 60. 61 is going to become a very famous number. That was one hell of a hit. That first hit, that was one hell of a hit. Not sustainable, to be honest. That's where it ended. It ended on the first night. Yes.
Is it too late, though? Do you think it's too late to now?
Really, nothing's too late. The only thing too late is Powell. Powell's too late. Too late, Powell.
Have the Iranians reached out to you, Mr. President?
What?
Have the Iranians reached out to you?
Yes.
And what did you say?
I said it's very late. I said it's very late to be talking. We may meet. I don't know. There's a big difference between now and a week ago, right? Big difference.
You said we may meet. This is about Vance and with possibly going to talk.
Look, it's about anybody. They even suggested they come to the White House. It's a big difference. But they've suggested that they come to the White House. That's, courageous, but, it's like not easy for them to do. But they suggest, because I can't go now because of what's going on. I had to come back early from the G7, which was terrific, by the way, in Canada. Really terrific. Good people.
Is there a possibility of next week or sooner that
Well, I don't know how much longer it's going to go on. I mean, they're totally defenseless. They have no air defense whatsoever. They've totally captured. We've totally captured the air, Brian.
Yeah, Mr. President, you've been fairly compassionate towards the Iranian people's suggestions.
I know a lot of people from Iran, from New York, from Washington, mostly from New York. They're incredible people. They're smart. They're energetic. They can be difficult, but so can you. No, they're great people. Smart people. And those people are getting the hell beat out of them now. And it's really a shame. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. It's another one, Russia, Ukraine is so stupid. Would have never happened if I was president. You guys agree with that, right? Would have never happened if I was president. Putin would have never done it. And I spoke to him yesterday, and I said, he actually offered to help mediate. I said, do me a favor. Mediate your own. Let's mediate Russia first, okay? I said, Vladimir, let's mediate Russia first. You can worry about this later. But I think that's going to work out too, but so many people have been killed. The big thing with that one is far more people are dead than have been reported in the Ukraine, Russia. Many, many more people. A building falls down, they say nobody was hurt. It's like ridiculous.
Why should not deportation?
Unconditional surrender. Two very simple words. Very simple. Unconditional surrender. That means I've had it. Okay, I've had it. I give up. No more. Then we go blow up all the all the nuclear stuff that's all over the place there. No, they had bad intentions. For 40 years they've been saying death to America, death to Israel, death to anybody else that they didn't like. They were bullies. They were schoolyard bullies. And now they're not bullies anymore, but we'll see what happens. Look, nothing's finished until it's finished. War is very complex. A lot of bad things can happen. A lot of turns are made, so I don't know. I wouldn't say that we won anything yet. I would say that we sure as hell made a lot of progress, and we'll see. The next week is going to be very big, maybe less than a week, maybe less. But is there anybody here that said it would be okay to have a hostile, very, zealots really, but to have a hostile country have a nuclear weapon that could destroy 25 miles, but much more than that, could destroy other nations just by the breeze blowing the dust. That dust blows to other nations and they get decimated. This is just not a threat you can have. And we've been threatened by Iran for many years. You know, if you go back and look at my history, if you go back 15 years, I was saying we cannot let Iran get a nuclear weapon. I've been saying it for a long time, and I mean it more now than I ever meant it. Yeah.
Mr. President, a question on deportations, Mr. President. You said last week that changes would be coming for farmers who have seen a lot of the workers they rely on taken away. But then DHS said this week that worksite enforcement would remain in place, that it's a cornerstone. So what's your message to farmers?
We got to get the bad people out of here first, and we're doing that. We're taking them out by the thousands. Murderers, drug dealers, people that are mentally insane from insane asylums. What they gave to us, fellas, they gave. Oh, do we have anybody in here that's a member of the? No, I don't think so. You've known all these people for a long time. Any illegal immigrants in here? If they were, they'll find out.
Right.
They'll be checking you. You won't believe. Your whole life will be destroyed because of this press conference. Watch. They'll destroy these people. I didn't want to tell them that before they stood up. But they'll end up being, he's a so-and-so. This one is from you know where. Don't worry. I think you're going to be okay.
Sure.
I'll be right behind you. Far behind you. I'll be right behind you. Now, look, we have to take care of our farmers. We have to take care of people that run leisure, hotels. I mean, we have to take care of them. But most importantly, we have to get the criminals out of our country. And Biden let in thousands and 11,888 murderers. Many of them murdered more than one person. Can you believe it? Many, almost 50% of them murdered more than one person. He let them into our country. They emptied out the jails of countries from all over the world, from the Congo, from Venezuela, from all over the place. They emptied out the jails, many of them. I would. If I were running one of the countries, I would have emptied out my prison population into the U.S., and many countries did. And we're getting them out, okay? We're getting them out. Thank you very much. Let's watch this. Brian, go ahead. Are you okay?
I'm just going to follow up on the immigration real quickly.
Yeah.
Can you comment on the impact of the Trump card and how much revenue that's produced?
Yeah, we have a thing called the Trump card. This has not been done before or thought of. And for $5 million, this is usually people that would either be working for companies like Apple, I think is going to buy a lot of them, because they can't get people into the country. You know, if you come in through the southern border, you have no problem. You can be a criminal, you can be a drug dealer, and you have no problem. But if you go and graduate #1 in your class from a great school, you can't get a job because there's no access to getting it. You can't get a green card. So we're going to sell that to people, in some cases wealthy, in some cases not wealthy. They'll be paid for by universities. Look at Harvard. They got $53 billion. That whole thing is coming to an end. It's amazing what we found out. What a disgrace. They have $53 billion. We gave them 5, 6, and some people say it's as much as $9 billion over a short period of time. So that's very much coming to it. They want to make a deal more than, I would say Harvard wants to make a deal more than Iran wants to make a deal, and Iran wants to make a deal. I mean, a lot of things are happening on a lot of fronts, Brian. A lot of good things are happening. And frankly, you know, it's a little bit of a, as we used to say liberal, now they say progressive. I use the word liberal. Progressive's too nice a word because they're destroying the country. They're really destroying these liberal politicians are destroying our country. Look what they've done during Biden's 4 years. I mean, we're working on, so much of our effort goes to getting people out of the country that should have never been here in the first place. What he's done to this country, it's not him. He had no idea what was going on. Everybody knows that. It's other people. It's Lisa and this one and that, all these people, all this scum that was around the Oval, the Oval Office or around the beautiful Resolute desk telling this guy, here, do this, do that, and not even telling him. They just go over to the auto pen and sign whatever the hell they wanted to sign. Because say what you want about Biden, he wasn't for open borders. He wasn't for transgender for everybody. He wasn't for men playing in women's sports. But he has no idea what the hell, he has no idea. And they were very upset. They wanted Bernie Sanders. And after about a week of this guy, they said, wait a minute, we just hit gold. This guy has no clue. He'll do anything we tell him. And then they realized they don't even have to get permission. They just go up to the auto pen. That's a subversion. That's a takeover of our government. And you people ought to start looking at it. That's a takeover. Not only did they cheat, I guess you saw yesterday came out with China and the license plates. Tens of thousands of cards. They used those cards to vote on the second election, my second, the one 2020. Because as everybody here knows, I won that election by a lot. But the only good thing I can say is this is a much more historic term than I think I could have had as a second term. This is a much more historic election. And now we're going to put up a beautiful flagpole, and we're going to put up a flag. And I hope you enjoy it. And let's see how real people work. These are real people. You're not real people. Your job is too easy. Okay? Thank you very much.
President, how tall is the flagpole?
Close to 100 feet.
Real quick from Pakistan, sir. You have a meeting today with the Pakistani Army Chief of Staff. What are you looking forward to achieving diplomatically?
Well, I stopped a war between Pakistan. I love Pakistan. I think Modi is a fantastic man. I spoke to him last night. We're going to make a trade deal with Modi of India. But I stopped the war between Pakistan and India. This man was extremely influential in stopping it from the Pakistan side, Modi from the India side, and others. And they were going at it, and they're both nuclear countries. I got it stopped. I don't think I had one story. Did I have one story written about? I stopped a war between two major nations, major nuclear nations. I don't think I had a story written about it, but that's okay. You know why? The people know. The people know. Did anybody write that story about the war? Did anybody? Did you write it? Oh, did you write it? You wrote it. Yeah.
Voilà, madame, monsieur, c'était donc chef d'État américain Donald Trump qui t'a pu répondre question journaliste qui présent dans la cour Caille Blanche dans occasion que chef d'État annoncé il pral hisser drapeau américain à hauteur de 100 pieds environ et c'est deux drapeaux que va hisser dans la cour Caille Blanche. Premier va fait aux environs 11h comme ça et après quelques minutes après il va également hisser un deuxième drapeau américain. Nous connaissons qu'on a approché 4 juillet qui s'est fête nationale pays. C'est probablement dans occasion ça pour célébrer drapeau et que l'autorité américaine prend disposition ça puisque chef l'État pas dit dans quelle circonstance exactement dans quelle occasion mais pour quelle raison exacte que il prend décision ça. Président américain avant qu'il t'ait parlé et particulièrement de questions de pendant qu'il t'a parlé alors de questions de rapport à lui aussi abordé dossier économique avec réserve chairman M. Powell qui gagnait pour annoncer dans courant de journée la décision que réserve va prendre réserve fédérale va prendre concernant économie. Est-ce que yo pral changer rete qui gagne là, yo pral augmenter ou bien y a diminuer, mais selon information qui sorti dans couloir économie yo fait comprendre que chairman a semblé décider pour le kembe rete là à hauteur qu'il y Kounia là, c'est ça que fait chef l'État, il est très critique vis-à-vis de M. Powell, que le qualifié de médiocre, incompétent, qui probablement c'est un démocrate. D'après ça que chef l'État se déclarer l'arrivée sous pouvoir, il y a une grosse inflation en deux pays, inflation qui plus gros dans toute histoire que les États-Unis li connaît, il fait comprendre que mon cap diriger et réserve là, monsieur pas intelligent du tout. Li pas on est qui smart, monsieur tellement stupide, c'est ça qu'il faut ouais économie, li pas décidé pour que l'état capable changer rete qui gagne kounya là pendant que économie li a grandi et jusqu'à ce que li gagne call, li gagne un coup de fil de parlement américain qui dit que l'argent qui gagne la kounya nous pas connait qui ça pour nous faire ensemble avec lui chef l'état. Féliciter il dit monsieur eh bien visiter question tarif là nous connaît question tarif douanier comment que li fait parler en pile dans mi-temps population américaine, OK, dans la population américaine, entre si la aucune politique particulièrement avec décision que chef l'État a pris pour augmenter tarifs douaniers sur toute une série de produits qui surtout sortis dans pays étrangers ou bien qui a fabriqué par des compagnies qui ont fonctionné ici en dedans pays les États-Unis. Nous connaissons que de ces tarifs douaniers ça, licenciés mettaient États-Unis dans bataille avec pays Canada qui tout prêt à là par exemple et le Mexique également. nous songeons que par longtemps de ça, chef l'État dans le pays Canada pour participer dans sommet qui réunit pays qui sont considérés comme pays plus industrialisés à travers la planète Terre. Sommet que l'été qui était bride sous coup à cause de bataille qui gagnait entre Israël ensemble avec pays Iran. Chef l'État a dit encore qu'il y a un dossier qui est beaucoup plus important, lequel était décidé quitter sommet qui a déroulé dans la coupe pays Canada. Li également fait comprendre que Harvard University semblait là les plus intéressé pour négocier avec l'administration là, même plus que l'Iran qui a demandé pour négocier. Chef l'État a dit, l'idiot, bon, l'État kounia là, même s'il pas vraiment trop net, d'après ça qu'il fait comprendre, parce que ta net là, c'est question pouvoir des préférences. C'est plus une question de pouvoir à faire. Est-ce que le trop tard? Chef l'État a dit, il croit que une semaine avant, par rapport à jeudi, il était beaucoup plus important parce qu'il y a un paquet de bagages qui passaient. Toujours déclaration chef l'État américain qui fait que l'Iran voulait pour le négocier. Il répond une question aux journalistes, est-ce qu'il est prêt pour attaquer les centrales nucléaires pays Iran dans l'information que vous avez? Chef l'État a dit, eh bien, qu'on y a là pas de monde qui connaît qui ça m'a fait, m'pas qu'à téléguider, m'pas qu'à dire monde qui ça que me faire. Pas de monde qui connaît. Ça le pral faire et il pas qu'à dire monde exactement. Donc c'est seulement rete une décision que gouvernement li va annoncer ou bien décision doit prendre, l'aile prend là probablement monde capable connaît. Li rappeler tout, il y a question carte Trump qui a parlé à que t'est annoncé pour hauteur de 5 ou bien valeur de 5 millions de dollars, on monde capable payer pour capable gagner 4 sacs qui bon droit à citizenship pays les États-Unis d'Amérique. Donald Trump, président américain, qui t'a parlé comme ça. Monsieur, il dit que dans ce qu'il parle, c'est comme s'il y a pitié pour Joe Biden, qui pas voulu toute bagaille ça arriver dans le pays, à savoir garçon à pratiquer sport ensemble avec femmes, et puis il dit tout, immigrants illégaux ça qui étaient envahi le pays, plus passé 11 millions, 50% là-dedans tout est plus passé. Il y a une déclaration chef l'État américain, il croit que Joe Biden pas voulu toute bagaille ça. C'est parce que monsieur pas de connaissance, il pas de comprendre ça qui t'a passé, c'est ça que fait. Conseil des monde qui prend autopen qui utilise pour capable signer dans place président américain qui était passé à parler de Joe Biden selon déclaration chef l'État américain que nous résumons pour aider ou même comprendre les amis Pstars qui branchaient Pstars FM radio télévision dans le moment ça. Nous sommes dans le Parlement américain, côté que gagné ministre de la Défense Pete HEGSTH, qui lui-même a répondu à une question parlementaire sur la situation financière ministère la dirigée dans le cadre de conflit qui impliquait Iran ensemble avec Israël que nous connaissons. Ils sont censés accuser, nous dit, ils sont censés accuser les États-Unis comme quoi ils supporter Israël. Dans balle information, ça veut dire que aider sur le plan intelligence et aider probablement dans les affaires militaires. C'est ça, représentant iranien en dedans l'ONU, il a parlé matin dans une conférence du côté de Genève, il a décrit la situation. Et il est censé répondre à une proposition américaine qui demandait pour que le leader iranien Ayatollah Ali Khamenei l'État soumette les autorités américaines ou bien autorités internationales parce que il a seulement demandé monsieur Paul Schender mais il n'a pas dit exactement est-ce que c'est aux autorités américaines, aux autorités internationales, aux autorités israéliennes mais il a demandé Paul Schender. Donc chef l'État lui fait déclaration ça. L'ité utilisé lettre majuscule pour faire déclaration et que représentant iranien lui-même tout l'ité répond dans la déclaration que le fait matin et là les plus loin pour dire que l'IPA militaire cependant l'ikoué dans l'armée iranienne qui a travaillé qui a mené enquête qui a cherché information et dans moment opportun il va avoir réponse à quel que soit monde qui t'a aidé Israël dans actes que le fait là inclut les États-Unis, yo dit qui par les mêmes exemples si toutes les fois que yo t'a gagné pour bailler réponse et il dit que si États-Unis t'a intervenu dans zone nan, à savoir dans bataille avec Iran, eh bien il va bailler réponse que le méritait. Déclaration représentant Iran en dedans l'organisation des Nations Unies qui était dans une conférence bride soukous dans une conférence urgence nan, monsieur t'a répondre question journaliste matin. Même si que chef l'État américain, lui, peut-être préparé pour répondre aux questions journalistes, mais côté il était présent, journaliste connaît que le tape là, eh bien, il y a vider quelques questions sur lui concernant question immigration, les affaires immigration liées abordées. Il fait comprendre que l'intérêt d'abord, c'est de débarrasser pays de illégaux citoyens qui constituent et qui c'est des criminels. qui c'est des criminels qui en dans pays, c'est pour mettre au dehors et puis il a peut continuer avec processus débarrasser pays de illégaux. Li aussi aborder question concernant des affaires immigration ça avec farmer avec responsable hôtel responsable restaurant, il fait comprendre que il pas qu'à faire du tort, il y a travail dans tête collée ensemble avec cependant le gouvernement a pu continuer processus li enclenché débarrasser pays de citoyens illégaux. Déclaration chef l'État américain Donald Trump qui t'a répondre une question journaliste nous essayer résumer pour très rapidement. Donc, situation, c'est consacré n'a tout été pour nous rappeler que, eh bien, bataille entre Iran ensemble avec Israël là, la poursuivre, nous sommes résumé pour déclaration aussi ambassadeur iranien en dedans l'Organisation des Nations Unies. Jeudi en tout, gagné responsable branche humanitaire en dedans l'ONU qui a gagné une rencontre avec la presse matin pour décrire situation qui a passé dans le Middle East qui impliquait pays Israël dans quatre batailles liées ensemble avec pays Palestine par moyen et groupe terroriste qui aurait les Hamas là dans le territoire Gaza qui en dedans pays palestinien. Représentant onusien fait comprendre que c'est normal pour y mettre dans prison, juger tout le monde li qualifié de criminel si la qui était intervenir dans le pays Israël dans date 7 octobre 2023 qui était kidnappé et tué une série de monde. Li mandé pour que monsieur Sao a libéré moun civil ou bien militaire pays Israël que yo gen dans main yo. Li qualifié de crime et li croit que criminel Sao yo même tout yo doit juger parce que pas gen aucune raison pour kidnapper moun et puis tuer citoyen l'autre pays. Cependant, li dit est-ce que ça Israël fait dans la cour Gaza li proportionnel à ça qui t'est passé dans date 7 octobre là. Même ça que yo mandé pour yo juger Palestinien qui fait crime contre citoyens israéliens dans date 7 octobre 2023, c'est même gens tout li mandé pour yo juger militaire ou bien civil moun qui participait dans crime que yo jugé comme crime humanitaire contre population Gaza. C'est ça représentant onusien li déclaré. Monsieur dit que li connaît gagné critique vis-à-vis du tribunal pénal international par rapport à monde que yo mettait mandat derrière yo. Tant coup ancien ministre de défense pays Israël là ensemble avec l'actuel premier ministre n'a parlé de monsieur Benjamin Netanyahu. Représentant onusien dit li comprendre système ça ou bien appareil ça tribunal pénal international là li marcher avec lenteur mais c'est sûr et certain il a continué travail yo. Li pa pral bay détail sous information que li partagé ensemble avec institution ça qui mandé yo information cependant yo croit que yo même y a travail et yo partagé information avec tribunal pénal international sous moun directement que yo connaît qui commet crime contre population palestinienne dans la cour Gaza selon représentant onusien. Li quoi journée jodia ça qui passé li pas normal. Ti moun qui a mouri grand goût, femme qui a souffri qui tombé en babal et l'autre citoyen building qui a crasé ça yo li pas recommandé, li pas bon selon la loi internationale. C'est ça qui fait que li quoi tribunal pénal international a fait travail pal surtout l'elle mettait mandat de yo contre une série de citoyens yo jugé yo estimé qui commettent crime contre l'humanité d'après information qui déclarée jeudi jeudi. Et puis gagné la Cour suprême qui lui-même kembe une décision de loi qui était sortie dans la Cour Tennessee qui restreint sandarele et gender affirmé et pour que yo capable bail soin ou bien bail ça relé care c'est prendre soin une série de monde que yo considère comme mineur. Nous connaissons que dossier ça li devant la Cour suprême te gagné loi ça qui était sorti dans la Cour Tennessee donc c'est comme si gagné moun qui changer qui censé changer sexuel ou bien moun qui c'est mélimelo yo garçon ou bien femme dans tous les deux cas yo et gagne des décisions qui te prend compte moun ça yo pour que soit yo bénéficier et traitement au niveau gouvernement ou bien si moun qui sous responsabilité yo également que yo fait changer sexe pour que yo ta capable bénéficier une série de traitements. Donc de c'est ça li devant la Cour suprême nan qui censé kembe décision que n'a dit autorité légale dans la Cour Tennessee yo te prend n'a tourner sous lui avec plus de détails, plus explications pour que nous ca aider à comprendre parce que ça nous toujours dit c'est responsabilité nous informer mais bien informer pour capable comprendre ça qui passé autour de vous même. Et puis, nous avons fait un petit coup d'œil rapide dans ce qui concerne l'actualité sportive. Il est fait 10h avec 26 minutes. Nous allons retourner à 11h pour une autre tranche d'information. Nous avons rappelé que gagné équipe canadienne hier qui pulvérisait formation en Honduras. Et Honduras est tombé devant équipe Canada. Son score de 0-6, soit 6 goals à 0. Véritable score de tennis. Et équipe canadienne li ronflé formation qui représentait le pays Honduras. Et donc, nous allons suivre vraiment ce qui a passé en dedans la Cour suprême. Nous allons venir avec plus d'informations pour vous. Nous allons chercher plus de détails sur cause ici là. Nous allons rappeler que vous branchez Pstars FM, radio, télévision, amis TikTok, amis YouTube, amis Facebook, sur différents accounts Pstars FM, radio, télévision. Nous sommes bien contents que vous ensemble avec nous. À chaque fois que l'occasion lui présenter, nous là pour nous servir, nous là pour nous informer de ce qui a passé en dedans pays les États-Unis et à travers planète Terre là. Donc nous disons merci parce que vous choisi réseau c'est là pour Kembeo informer. Allez, n'a retourné, prendre rendez-vous, invitez l'autre amis, restez à 11h, n'a retourné pour nous informer et puis à midi s'il vous plaît, nous pour aller devant le trône madame Katia Valmont Désir depuis Houston Massachusetts la Guinée pour le prier ensemble avec vous. Prendre rendez-vous avec madame Katia Valmont Désir pour que ou capable de prier ensemble avec lui sur réseau pour la Pstars FM, radio, télévision. Merci tout le monde. Rendez-vous à 11h. Nous remercions. Bye bye.